Hello guys and welcome. Today we're gonna finally start reading katakana. So yeah, I hope you've been practicing your hiragana. Remember that it's super important because on the following lessons we're gonna be starting to learn the language, getting into the grammar, so we're gonna need to read for that. So hiragana is essential. Please go back to that if you haven't practiced enough yet. But if you're ready to go for the next step, then let's begin learning some katakana. Okay, let's go. Okay, so katakana and hiragana have a lot of similarities, even though they doesn't really seem like it. But it is mostly used for foreign words like names, foods, and stuff like that, and for onomatopoeias, basically sound effects. It has a total of 46 characters. 40 of them are made of syllables formed by a consonant and a vowel, like they were in hiragana. 5 of them are the long vowels, a, I, u, e, o, and the only consonant that can be by itself is the n. It is mostly used for foreign words and onomatopoeias. Remember, I want to stress this because it's not like you're going to be writing in katakana randomly or anything. It's just for like some specific words that you're going to be using. For example, your name, unless you are, of course, Japanese, in which case you probably use kanji. Okay, let's begin reading. We have the long vowels a, I, u, e, o. And I don't know if you remember this, the dakten and the handakten that we saw when we were reading hiragana. Remember that these are marks placed after some of the katakana, sorry, here it would be katakana in this case, to modify the way consonants is pronounced. They indicate how the consonant of the syllables should be voiced. So for example, it's the T changing into a D, like we practice in hiragana. Well, it's the exact same in katakana. So again, they have a lot of similarities, so don't worry. Okay. Remember that dakten we will call it tenten, and handakten we'll call maru because it's easier and it's a lot shorter. Okay, so let's begin with the consonants with the a sound. We have ka, sa, ta, na, ha, ma, ya, da, wa. Then we have the tenten. Ga, za, da, ba, and the maru, pa. Then we have the consonants with the I sound. Remember, we don't call it an I, we call it an I. We have ki, shi, chi, ni, hi, mi, and di. And with the modifiers, we have gi, ji, ji, bi, pi. Like we saw in hiragana, remember that despite being written differently in romaji, that means in our letters, these two are pronounced the same. If you remember, I linked a video of Dogen in my hiragana video where I show you why this is different. But yeah, you don't have to worry about this. Like they are different here, but they are pronounced the same. So don't think too much about it. If you see this, you pronounce it the same way you would pronounce this one. Then we have the consonants with the U sound. We have ku, su, tsu, nu, hu, mu, yu, and du. And with the modifiers, gu, zu, zu, bu, and pu. And in this case, it's the same. Even though the romaji is different for them because of how they're written, they are pronounced the same way. Then we have the consonants with the e sound. We have ke, se, te, ne, he, me, te. And with the modifiers, ge, ze, ve, be, pe. Then we have the consonants with the o sound. Remember, it's not an o, it's an o. Short and sweet, o. We have ko, so, to, no, ho, mo, yo, ro, o. And with the modifiers, go, so, do, bo, and po. Remember, we have the Y vowels too. They are also present here in katakana, as they were in hiragana. So it's the ones that have the ya, the yu, and the yo. In this case, we are reading them in katakana. So we have kya, kyu, kyo, gya, gyu, gyo, sha, shu, sho, ja, ju, jo, nya, nyu, nyo, hya, hyu, hyo, bya, byu, byo, pya, pyu, pyo, mya, myu, myo, rya, ryu, ryo. ありがとうございました。Okay. Do you have any kind of questions? Do you have any doubts? Do you think it's a little bit harder to remember than it was for hiragana? A lot of people think like after learning hiragana and getting used to the symbols in hiragana, learning katakana is super crazy. Don't worry. It is a completely different alphabet, so it is gonna be different. It's gonna have a lot of like things that you're gonna need to practice. But don't worry, because after this video, the upcoming videos are gonna be katakana practice. So the idea is that you are able to learn how katakana works, because with katakana, you are not striving for perfection, let's say. For example, we're gonna be practicing with names. So for example, I don't know, you have the name Daniel, and instead of Daniel, in Japanese would be Danieru. And you're not striving to pronounce it the same way. You're just pronouncing it the way somebody who has available the Japanese characters would pronounce it. So again, it is also like a difference in the culture and the language. You're not only trying to pronounce things perfectly with katakana. So yeah, I hope you guys find this video useful. If you do, please don't forget to leave a comment and a like. Also, if you have any questions, we have the Discord server that I link below in the description. Please consider joining. And yeah, if you have any kind of things you would like to tell me, you can contact me there. I will be more than happy to help you. Okay, see you on the next lessons for some practice. Bye!